coming to the events of today, it actually proves that our suggestion that the Prime Minister take a leave of absence is absolutely correct, because it's very obvious to everybody that those who have been affected by the moves, for example, the Attorney General and the Deputy Prime Minister, were all involved in questioning or in one way or the other with the 1MDB. And that's why it was actually critical that the Prime Minister ought to have gone on leave right at the beginning to allow an independent investigation. So this action plan actually proves our point. It entirely proves that the person who is in fact under investigation cannot continue in a position of power while that investigation is going on. It's a common principle, and I think it's nothing earth-shattering about the principle, but the events of today prove that it is the principle is absolutely correct and we should all uphold that. There are a few things about what happened to the AG. These are facts. Number one, the AG didn't know anything about it. I have never heard of anyone being terminated and not knowing, and that too, the number one officer in the AG's chambers didn't know he was being terminated. So we know for a fact it's not a resignation. We know for a fact, therefore, it has to be a termination. We don't know who terminated. Only as far as I understand the position, only the Prime Minister can terminate. There are issues about the constitutionality of whether you can remove an AG in that fashion. And why remove him in such a hurry when he was going to leave in October? He didn't complain about his health, so the grounds given don't make sense. None of it makes sense unless you link it to the 1MDB task force. Then it makes complete sense. And that's the difficulty that they have. Also, the replacing of the Deputy Prime Minister, the one person who in the last 2 days was critical of 1MDB. So this really doesn't give confidence to the people that that the investigations are going to carry on unhindered. Because the problem now with taking action against the AG, will the other 3 members of the task force be intimidated? And I think we have to insist that they are not intimidated in this way from disclosing, their investigations. And my own view is they should immediately disclose their investigations, the outcome of their investigations, immediately. And I think that's how they will serve the public interest. And I think that's what they should do right now, because then it'll either confirm or dispel the notion that this action was taken because of the findings of the task force. So that's the concern about the way in which the AG was removed. And of course, there's no due process given to the AG. I mean, I personally think the AG should challenge it in court. No natural justice. He was never called, he was never told, he was never informed. It is completely unprecedented, the way in which this move was made. We haven't seen the dismissal letter. It's just the Chief Secretary announcing that it happened. And he uses the word ended. He doesn't say he sacked. Yes. But it has to be a sacking because the AG didn't resign. By the way,